Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me again today. So I'm back to do the Tatty Treasure and Friends February Facebook challenge, which is all about getting out our dusty supplies or tools, dusting them off and, doing something with them. So this week I am going to be working with these vintage envelopes. Now these are quite tatty, as you can see, they're quite torn. This one is not even really an envelope anymore. Some of them are really, that's just not going to look pretty in a journal. And, this one's got a hole in it. This one is sort of cut funny, that kind of thing. These are not good enough for my shop, personally. And I wouldn't use them in a journal looking like they are, because they're not pretty, not as pretty as they could be, and they are quite torn. And you know me, I don't like to alter vintage stuff. I really don't. I try to avoid it. But at the end of the day, these are not going to get used as they are. So I think the first thing that I want to do is pop some wax seals on the backs of them. Or some of them at least anyway. I don't think I want to, maybe I do want to do all of them. Definitely that one. Not that one, because that one's already got like a nice stamp on it, so not that one. So I'm going to use my Craspire kit and wax seals. So this is also a video for them, so I'm hitting two birds with one stone today. How cool am I? Anyway, so let's just get going really. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot more confident about this stuff now, she says. And I'm okay with these not being, super perfect, which is why I'm not putting as many wax beads in as I would normally. Just tighten that handle up a little bit. Because, at the end of the day, these are very vintage looking. And although we're sort of modernising them a little bit, I'm okay if it looks more sort of scrappy looking, although it's a shame my deer is not quite right. But not to worry. They wouldn't care about that in those days. I said that in the last video, didn't I? That's cool. So these ones, I've put in some of these, I thought they were dark red, but they're actually got a slight, almost like a raspberry colour to them, which I quite like. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is just do some of these wax seals. And then once all of that's sort of dry, I want to start looking at the fronts of the envelopes, and if there's anything that we can do just to fancy them up a bit, fix them in some cases. And I have a really cool idea for that, so I can't wait to show you. So, I appreciate the beginning of this video is not going to be that interesting, but, some of you have been saying really nice things about the wax seals, that, you've been finding it interesting. Actually, I'm just going to do deer on that one. I know it's the House of Commons, so I should really have like a fancy initial or something, but yeah. I'm not so bothered. And then I'll do hearts on this one, I think. I'll pretend that's a love letter, maybe. Who's that even addressed to? Head of something. Oh, sorting office, so that should probably be a... So we're not going to use the hearts today. Maybe that should have been the heart one. No matter. I do like that deer stamp though. Very pretty. Frosty, sunny morning today here in Bristol, if you didn't know where I was from. Bristol in the UK, if my accent didn't give it away. So whilst I'm just waiting for that to melt down, I will just show you my idea for, so some of them, this one for example has a tear down the front of it like that, which is fine. It's authentic to the fact that, this came to me torn. When's this one from? Yeah, 1924, so it's antique. But if someone's going to use this in a journal, it's just going to keep tearing, and I could leave it, but something doesn't sit right with me with like that, just personally. So as this is my project, I'm going to do what I like. Oh, that's me being rebellious today, isn't it? Anyway, so I want to put some tape down it, but I still want it to look vaguely authentic. So I've got this piece of vellum, which some of you would have seen a while ago. I printed out a page from Nanine from Collage Type, her Birds and Botanicals kit. And this part of the page, it's got quite like an orangey, grungy colour. Can you see that on screen? Try not to set fire to it. And yeah, I just, when I first saw it, I think I even said something about, hey, that would be like, you know, it kind of looks like a piece of tape. You know, where old tape, it goes like an orangey colour, doesn't it? So I was thinking I might do something like that with it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That is what I was thinking. I'm going to put gold because it's an experimenting date. Yeah, so I was thinking something like that would fix the envelope whilst also, you know, it won't take away from the look of it, I suppose, the authentic look. And same as this one, you know, you can even see a little bit of old tape. So I was thinking if I carry that down, I can both seal up the envelope so that it's you know, it can be used as a pocket again. But it, you know, it's, yeah, still look authentic, I think. So yeah, I just thought I would share. That's what I'm thinking. Right, I've done quite a lot of that on this one. Oof. Isn't that a deer? I just love that deer. It's so intricate, you know, with the flowers around it. Don't touch it, Justine. I'm moaning at myself again. Do not touch it. Like, do you not learn your lesson the first time? No, I don't learn. Right, I've probably got too much in there. Let's just go for it. No, I want to use the all about the deers today. Yes. Can you tell? I absolutely adore playing with these wax seals. I just love it. Now one of them had a hole in the front. Where was that one? It's this one, isn't it? Which well, I was thinking actually the wax seal could maybe go there. I don't suppose you can take wax seals off once you've done them, can you? I mean, technically could take that off. I was thinking this hole, I could put, I'm just going to blow that candle out whilst I think, because, yeah, I don't trust myself with an open flame. Yeah, I was thinking that hole could be, you know, if I were to put like some ribbon down or maybe even some pressed flowers or something. I've got some lavender somewhere. And I thought, well, I actually thought maybe I could do the wax seal on the front. Now I either glue this back down or I have a wax seal on the front and back, which seems a bit silly, doesn't it? I mean, I could take this off because, you know, once I do the wax seal through that hole, obviously, you know, you're not gonna want to look at the back of it, so I'd probably have this as a pocket somehow or something. So that's what I'm gonna do. We can change our minds, can't we? So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to use that wax seal in something else because I want to do the pressed flower idea. So I will save that one, or should I get the pressed flowers now? Oh, it's one of those videos where Justine doesn't know what she's doing. Not so much that, but just I can't make a decision. I'm thinking. Right, I'm going to go get the pressed flowers, because if I do that, I think that was the last one that I wanted to do the wax seals for. And then I can, yeah, potentially, because then I can clear all this away then. So yes, I'll hit pause. I'm just going to get some lavender or something that I've got. I'll just be 2 secs. Right, let's just go for it. So if you're trying to fill up that hole, so I'll put as much of this as I can. Hopefully that will be enough. Right, I'm definitely done with the flame now, she says. Famous last words. And then yeah, I'm thinking we could tie a bow at the bottom of that. That would look very pretty. So I didn't use the hearts in the end, but that's okay. Probably needs a little bit longer. Right, whilst that dries, I'm just going to clear everything away and then we'll get going with the next step. Okay, so here we are. The wax seals are done. So this is how this one came out with that cross of lavender. And yeah, I really like the wax seals for, yeah, don't they look so nice? It's got kind of like a dark raspberry kind of a colour. So, you know, it's authentic to that time, I suppose, but with a, well, a slight Justine twist, because, you know, I like pinky type of colours. So, what are we doing next? I think I'm going to work an envelope at a time, because I have different ideas for each of them as to how we can, you know, make them useful again and make them nice again. So we filled up that hole, which is great. Obviously we've lost part of the envelope, but I'd rather that than have like a hole in it, because it just, I think, you know, it's probably from when someone would have hole punched it to go in a folder or something. Losing some of the lavender, but yeah. Right, bows. So my thumb being what it is, I am going to have to use some pre-made bows that I've got. And I've got pink ones and I've got blue ones, but ideally I wanted a white bow, but I only have black left. And of course, can you see there, I've got a slight sort of hole in that wax seal. So I'm also thinking the bow, what do you think? Doesn't look too sort of morbid, does it? Hopefully not. I'm going with it. Yeah, as I say, I would have preferred a white or, yeah, a white bow really, but you know, it's one of those things. I don't like, my thumb is going to take a long time to heal, unfortunately. So I think my days of tying bows are well, to be fair, they're just I know, woe is me, right? Yeah, just I need to wait for it to heal, unfortunately. Can't use it quite in the same way at the moment. But yeah, I know. Woe is me, there are bigger problems out there. Right. I hope you're not covering up that wax seal too much. Do I need more glue? Let's try some more glue. I don't think I had it on the paper enough. Yeah, I just thought about these. I mean, I've had these envelopes for about a year, and I've been, you know, I haven't been putting them in the shop. So I sell packs of vintage envelopes in the shop. But, you know, I don't like to send out really tatty ones, because, you know, the idea is someone's going to want to use them, right? So, and, you know, I don't want, like, it's very rare, as you might have noticed, that I do like really like grungy kind of a thing. Like, I love vintage, but I suppose I'm more of the pretty kind of a vintage rather than, like, I don't mind it looking a bit junky, but sort of I veered more towards pretty. Just, that's what I'm like, really. So yeah, I just would not have used them, unfortunately, and I wouldn't have put them in the shop. So, you know, I could have sold them on eBay, but you know, I just kind of wanted the challenge of just doing something with them. Now we are going to lose some of that lavender, so I hope this is not a failed plan already, but we'll see. Right, so obviously we've got that orange stamp, which I know it's authentic to the envelope, but please don't, no one ever go at me in the comments, please. You know, I want to give these sort of a, yeah, I want to give them a purpose, really. So I'm just going to have a look. I've got some floral stamps, and I'm just wondering if I've got a purple one. I think I might also have purple ones with the Queen as well. So let's just see what I've got. Right, I've got a mistletoe one in there. It's cute. Right, put those out of the way. So I've got this one. Got a Czechoslovakia. What do you think? We could either go with the flowers, or we could go with that one. Well, that one. Oh, I've got to do this one. I'll tell you why. Because how cute is that? The lines match up almost exactly. So yeah, it's got to be done, isn't it? Right, let's stick this down. As I say, I wouldn't ordinarily do this with vintage stuff. I do leave it untouched. Like, I do not touch vintage. But in this case, these were just, in my opinion, just too far gone. So now there are no rules. I'm rebelling. Which, you know, some of you are going to hate me for this, and I'm very sorry. I hope some of you might like it though. Okay, let's just move down. Just want to, you know, make sure it definitely does hide the stamp underneath. God, I feel like I'm being really slow today. I don't think I've woken up yet, and I swear it's like 11 in the morning. You know what? Doesn't that look miles better already? And I haven't even done anything to like make the envelope stronger. Because that was my next thought, is whether we need to make the envelope stronger. Now obviously I wouldn't put this one in a journal because of this lavender, but I would consider, well, I don't know where I would put it, to be honest. Yeah, I haven't really thought that far ahead, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm trying to make these pretty as well as useful, so I'll have to have a think about that. But I was going to say, you know, I might put it on the front of a journal, but I wonder if those are just gonna, well, I mean, I'm hitting it and it's not coming off. You're going to lose some of it. Oh, there you go. You're going to lose some of it, but not a huge amount. I have to have a think about it, but you know, it's looking miles better already. I just need to take off some of that glue. And you know, we're still keeping the cursive writing, so we haven't changed it up too much. Right, moving on. Stop staring at the envelope. Okay, so what do we want to do next? So yeah, let's do that tape idea. So this one, when's this from? Yeah, 1924. So as you can see, we're going to lose all of this if we don't do something about it. So let's see about this faux tape. Oops. As I say, this is one of Ninine's kit's pages from the kit printed onto vellum. I will link the kit below just in case you like the idea of trying this yourself. I don't know if I should tear the tape or if it's okay that it's, you know, I've cut it with scissors so it's got quite a straight line. I'm just going to go with it because, you know, if I ponder this as long as I have been, then, you know, we're never going to get anything done today, are we? Right, let's just do that without closing up the envelope. Oops. It's one of those fiddly jobs. So if I sneak that in there, maybe should have inked this tape. Sorry if I don't see myself today. I don't know what it is. I don't think I slept very well last night, so I have sort of I don't know. Do you ever get brain fog? I think I've got that, and unfortunately it's my only day this week to actually get some filming done. So, and I'm desperate to do this challenge and finish the winter rose journal and all that sort of stuff, that I just have to, it's my only day to craft, it's my only day to film, so kind of trying my best to work through the fog. So I'm sorry if I seem a bit out of it. Woo! See what I mean? Right, let's put some. I'm going to put this the whole way in, not for any reason other than just to add extra strength. Slip you in. Okay. I think I've seen videos for making your own like old tape, or make tape look old, using alcohol inks and normal tape. I don't have anything like that, so sort of trying to make do with what I've got. And although it's not perfect, I think that does look like a bit of tape. Has added a bit of strength. And you see there, it's quite thick vellum as well, so it has helped a bit. I'm going to glue that bit shut as well, because not only are we trying to make these envelopes pretty, we also are trying to make them useful again. I want these to be able to go in journals and be used and admired and appreciated without falling apart. So yeah, I think that feels quite sturdy now, with that bit of tape down it. I don't know. I'm fine with the red and green. It says Christmas to me anyway, so I'm okay with that. And I don't want to, I only changed that stamp because I knew I was going to use it in the lavender journal. But would you do something like this? That's what I'd like to know. Honestly, would you alter vintage in this kind of a way? I wouldn't do it ordinarily myself, personally. Like, I don't mind people doing it, I just personally wouldn't. But I am on this occasion because it yeah, I just kind of felt like it needed to be done. As much as this is paining me, and you can probably tell I'm so hesitant because I don't want to go overboard, but I do want to, yeah, just give them a new lease of life, really. So yeah, I do need some more glue on this. I'm really trying to work around this thumb. There we go. Okay, I'm going to let that one sit for just a minute whilst I think about it, because I don't know if I want to do anything else to it. Right, so I've got this one, and let me I'm just going to put the lavender one to one side because I keep knocking it. So this one's from 1962, and as you can see, wow, has someone gone to town with scribbles and all sorts on it. I think this one would be one where it's gone to the wrong address and then it's been redirected like twice. Undelivered return to sender is on it. Now, ordinarily, I would just keep it like that because it is very, very fun. But I just think it's like 1 or 2 scribbles too many. And I also have this. So this is the front of an envelope from 1935. And I wondered about putting that on the front because that needs a back. So, you know, for sake of saving 2 items, I'm thinking about doing that. Now I can see the scribbles through this front, which is not horrendous, but I think what I want to do is cover it up with some script. I might need to get a different sheet because that's going the wrong way. So okay, so I've got this one. It's an index from a book, so I'm just going to stick this all down. Now I think I'll need to trim this bottom envelope because the front is smaller. You know, the front I'm going to add is smaller. So bit bumpy with the wax seal underneath. Right, let's just okay. Right, let me get my scissors. There we go. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut this down, and then we're going to. I'm going to tear the top of it because where the envelope has been torn into, I want, you know, the rest of it to mirror that. You know, I don't want it to look too perfect when, you know, the rest of it isn't, kind of a thing. So let's just see what we think to that. Okay, try not to cut into the envelope. I think some of these envelopes, I also had to glue them back together because, yeah, they were, well, what you see now, it was a lot worse last night. You know, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Some of these envelopes are, you know, hundreds of years old, aren't they? So, you know, but, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So yeah, although you can see it through it, it's, you know, you can't see like scribbles and things. So I think that's going to be much, much better. So I'm just going to glue this whole one down, and I'll have to cut the envelope down to size, and then we can just glue it back together. And that's 2 pieces saved, which yeah, I don't think envelope collectors would have wanted these. I mean, they might have done, but too late now. I know, you can hear it in my voice, can't you? I'm very apologetic to doing this. But I wouldn't do it if I didn't think, like, yeah. I mean, this is why we do these things, is we want to give purpose to what we're doing. The things that we're using, we want to give them life again, don't we? Don't mind me, I'm just going to get all philosophical. So I want to have a tissue. Too much glue as per usual. There we go, if I get rid of that. Right, don't put that down on anything. Because I want to tear this top says. There we go. Right. How are we looking? Okay, so I've lost part of the envelope, but if I ink that up, I'm okay with a little bit showing, because at the end of the day, you know, I am calling these, you know, they are altered vintage envelopes, aren't they? That they are. So I'm just going to cut this envelope down, and then we'll need to re-glue it closed, the actual envelope part. There we go. And might need to do some extra gluing on this envelope just to where this is hanging off. I kind of want to put that back on so that we don't lose it over time. You know, I'm trying to do this as respectfully as I can. You know, whilst, as I say, I am altering them. I'm just gonna grunge it up a bit more. There we go. So, what are you working on at the moment? Don't you just love this? You know, with junk journals, I mean, there's so much variety. Like, you know, I mean, just so much variety in what you can be spending your time on. I just love it. I really do. You just get so much variety. So I'm going to glue this back on. As I say, just because I don't want these things to get lost over time. And there we go. Isn't it a funny thought? You know, once upon a time, in this case 1935, and I think the envelope beneath was from the 60s, you know, no one would have been thought probably that anyone would be, you know, playing around with their mail. But you know what I've just thought? You know, maybe in 50 years' time, someone could be, you know, maybe this would end up somewhere, I don't know, maybe even 100 years' time, and somebody might be looking at it and dissecting it and go, well, not dissecting, that's the wrong word, but, you know, trying to assess, like, well, what did somebody do here then? You know, isn't it funny? Like, just to think, could someone be looking at my work or our work in however many years and trying to work out what was our life like and all the rest of it. There you go. Okay. Oh, that one needs more glue. I think the tacky glue just needs a little bit longer to hold. Me handling it too roughly. So I'm going to leave that one to one side as well, but I think that one is done. I don't want to do anything else to it. As I say, my whole goal around this was to, you know, make these work better, but, you know, not overdo it. Right, this one is from the House of Commons. That's our government, parliament here in the UK. I realise. I really hope you could see all that because the camera is a bit funny today. Right, I want to do some more tape, I think, down this edge. But this time I'm going to try tearing it. I like this this from Nanine as well because it's got a slight writing on it, like cursive writing, which yeah, I really like. You know, so it's fancy tape. I haven't torn that very straight, have I? Let's try that again. It's my wonky eyes. we think to that? So if I were to just glue that straight on, yeah. Would it be strong enough though? Because part of this envelope is missing. What do you think? Would it be strong enough to hold it, or would we need to put something else on? The cogs are whirring. I've been filming for ages, haven't I? Right, I'll try to edit this video down a little bit just to, I'll probably call this one the last one. I did have another envelope, but I think 4 is enough. And I don't really know what I'm doing with that one yet, so. The fun's got to stop somewhere. Yeah, I think. I'm just going to have to glue it and hope for the best. Unless I put some, you know, I could put some brown paper underneath. Shall we try that? All right, 2 secs. Okay, so let's tear this paper down. It's not a perfect match, but it's the closest I had in my scraps. So I'm thinking if I popped that in there and then had the tape over the top. As I say, it's not perfect, but I think it's enough to, you know, to make it usable again. So let's put this whole piece down. Because as I say, you know, we want these envelopes to be useful. We want to put stuff in them and not just admire them. So let's do it. I know I sound like I'm trying to justify every little action. Believe you me, I'm justifying it to myself because, yeah, as I say, I don't like messing with the vintage, but yeah, I just felt like it was needed. Right, I'm gonna ink this tape a bit just to see if we can maybe darken it up a bit. Actually, shall we try? Just because I want it to be, let's darken it up because I want it to hide the fact that I've added the extra piece on there. So let's see if we can just darken this down a bit more. Oops. Oh, the vellum doesn't like that. Can you see what it's doing? It's playing games with me. Right, let's just see. Has that made any difference? Oh, that's funny. I didn't know I was going to do that. Yeah, I think that's just darkened it up just a little bit. The tiniest amount, but just enough. So, right, I'm going to glue. Yes, because obviously it's not an envelope right now, so we need to put this tape all the way down here. It does take some of the size of the envelope away, but it will close it up so that we can actually use it. Might have put a bit too much glue, but that's okay because it's given the tape, actually it's given the tape some distressing, so it'd be interesting to see what that looks like when it's going to tear it rather than cut it. Okay. See what that looks like when it's dry. And then we just want to close that up so that we don't rip anything when we come to actually use this. Okay. Well, I bet this was the video you weren't expecting today. What did Justine do? She just, I don't know, I feel like I'm restoring old stuff. Just trying to, yeah. I think that's why I don't have anything to say, because I think I'm just like, you know, hey Justine, did you just like wake up today and just think I'm gonna start trying to restore stuff? I don't know. Not at all the type of video that I would expect that I would do, but as I say, I had these envelopes. I had the wax seal kit from Craspire. Challenge from Tatty Treasures and Friends made me think about what I was gonna, you know, what had I been holding on to and not using. And these envelopes were one of the things, because as you've seen, I've been really hesitant today, so I'm sorry if this video has just absolutely dragged on, but it's just I was so hesitant to do this. So yeah, I was just holding on to them, putting it off, and you know, not selling them because I didn't think they were good enough to sell if somebody was going to want to use them. Just maybe a little bit too tatty in places. I've got envelopes that are worse than this as well. This was like my first baby steps into it, I suppose, of just, you know, is this something that's worthwhile doing? Spending time just, yeah, making these a bit better, I suppose. So I'm just gonna, the inking really does actually help. I didn't think I was going to ink them because they are actually quite aged themselves, but actually the inking has really just livened them up quite a lot. So I know I'm inking and probably don't want to watch this. But yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm just thinking, might come to do more to them when I actually use them, because now these can go into my stash of ephemera that's ready to be used, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to do anything to them just yet. So let me just quickly ink around this one, and we'll call that a day. Well, not call it a day. It's only lunchtime, but yeah, I have to rethink those lavender. Where I'm going to use this so that we don't lose all of the lavender. I know we'll lose it over time, but no harm done. There we go. I've got lavender all over my desk. I mean, I like the smell of lavender. What about you? Do you like it? I'd love to know. So, there we go. I'm sorry if this video was a little bit all over the place again. As I say, I've got a bit of brain fog today, so I think I'm going to go and have a little bit of a snooze and yeah, just sort myself out. Right, so yeah, I do wish I had inked that one before sticking it down. I suppose it's sort of too late now, but no matter. So this is what we've got. We've got the 4 done. So obviously we did the wax seal on the front of this one to cover that hole, if you remember. Added that bow, and yeah, I changed the stamp out, and yeah, that's all we've done there. I might need to put something there, but I want to wait until I know exactly what I'm doing with it. This one, obviously, we recovered the front with another oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Yes, an envelope front that was missing a back, so now we have back and a nice front. And you can just see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, that script writing is just underneath that, just to hide all of that squiggles. Those wax seals though, they look so lovely. This one obviously we added that vellum tape, and that's really strengthened that now. That feels really nice and sturdy. And then obviously wax seal on the back. And then we've got this one, which I didn't do too much to it. Hopefully that vellum might need to burnish that down a tad, because it's, there, that's better. Just needs a bit of burnishing down a bit more. There we go. As I say, they are genuine vintage, so if they come out looking ratty-tatty, then that's okay with me, just as long as they're usable. And I think now that they are, again, that one, whilst not, I wouldn't call it sturdy because it's thin paper compared to this one, it does feel much better. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that video. Sorry if it was a bit like, what on earth is she doing? It was, yeah, it was just something I had in my head, and yeah, I thought, you know, let's use the wax seals and let's try and fix up these envelopes so that they can actually be used and put into journals. So yeah, thanks so much for joining me. I'll leave you there because yeah, it's been a long old slog today. And you know, thanks so much for all of your support, you know, just this whole time, not just recently, but just for always, you know, since I started doing these videos. And I do hope that you're getting some inspiration, some tips from them, or just, yeah, I hope you're enjoying what I'm coming up with. So I hope to see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.